Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Kofi Books, and today we'll be discussing the top 5 big novels I'm planning to read either this year, next year, or whenever, to be honest. I don't really know. But yeah, I got a couple of big books in which I always wanted to read. Um, I always try to read at least 2 to 3 big books a year, but I'm not really quite sure of how consistent I am with that. Last year I didn't read any big books, which was a disappointment. Really, that was one of my biggest disappointments of last year in terms of my reading. I didn't really read any big books. I had a lot of plans for it, but I didn't do it. So today I'm going to talk about the top 5 big books in which I'm planning to read, which are on top of my radar. Starting off is the one I'm currently reading is Shogun by James Clavell. I'm pretty sure this is well known. This is a well known book, especially in historical fiction. If anyone is a fan of historical fiction, you know about this book, Shogun by James Clavell. It's actually part of a saga. It's actually a series. This is the first book of the series. It's called the Asian Saga. And I'm literally just 50 pages in so far, and it's really good. I really am enjoying it. It's about a guy called John Blackthorne, and he basically got shipwrecked on Japan, and he's at the moment he's just trying to get used to the culture. He seems pretty violent at the moment, and he seems pretty confused. And yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, and I know it has a lot to do with the samurai, which I've always been interested in. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I'm currently reading it right now, and yeah, definitely will recommend it as well. Second one is one that I actually bought quite recently. It's a book by Vasily Grossman called Stalingrad. And this is basically a World War II historical fiction, another historical fiction book. Actually, I think majority of these are, actually, yeah, all of these are kind of historical fiction. Interesting. But yeah, this is basically set in World War II, and it's actually book one, well, part one of his another popular book he released called Life and Fate, that is actually his most popular novel. And this is the first one. I want to start with this one. You could start with the Life and Fate, but I want to start with this one. Make sure I'll start with the original. And yeah, that's another big book. This book clocks in at like what 900 pages. So yeah, this is a monstrous book. But no, the bigger the books, the more excited I get. So yeah, this is going to be a challenge. Yeah, excited to read this as well. Vasily Grossman, Stalingrad. Then next one, and this one I'm pretty sure everyone's heard it probably either through BookTube or TikTok or just overall online, and that is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. Now this book is it's probably the most praised book I've heard on Goodreads, on YouTube, on TikTok, on everywhere. Everybody talks about this book. The amount of high praise that this book gets is extraordinary. People say this is a perfect book. Even read somewhere online of someone which he said that they cried because the book was ended, which was very interesting to me. So I think I did start it a long time ago. I believe I was like 50 pages in, and I was confused as to why I felt it kind of slow. Yeah, I felt it was kind of slow, and I think I stopped it a bit. But I definitely want to give it another try. I definitely want to give it another chance. So yeah, because people call this the greatest book they've ever read, and yeah, I'm super excited about this. So Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. Second one. Now this is actually book 2 of an author that I read, was it 2 years ago, called Ken Follett. His name's Ken Follett, not the book. His name's called Ken Follett, and that book is called World Without End. And this is actually book 2 of his popular series, the Kingsbridge series, with book 1 being Pillars of the Earth, which Pillars of the Earth is arguably is one of my favorite books of all time, possibly the greatest historical fiction book I've read of all time. And yeah, I haven't read anything from Ken Follett for the past 2 years now. Well, this is coming to the second year, and I'm excited to try this book. I believe this book also clocks in around, how long? Yeah, over 1,000 pages. This is over 1,000 pages book. But the thing about Ken Follett, he has this ability, this skill to write super long books, but you read it. The storytelling is so good and so engaging that you're able to breeze through it within like a couple of weeks. So like this book is like 1,000 pages, but halfway through it, like by the end of the week, you'll be halfway through the novel, and you're wondering how did that happen? That's how great his pacing and his storytelling is. His storytelling is really engaging. So, but yeah, Ken Follett, World Without End. I would definitely recommend you guys pick up Pillars of the Earth. That is one of the greatest books I've ever read. So, but yeah, book 2, I definitely need to get back into Ken Follett. And the final book that I have, and it's definitely the biggest book that I have on this list, and that is none other than Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I don't think I said that right. Is it Les Miserables? I don't know. Well, French. But yeah, this is definitely the biggest book that I have on my shelf. This clocks in at, let me see. Yeah, 1,400 pages. Yeah, it's a giant of a novel. And but yeah, another classic though. One considered one of the best books ever. It's actually kind of reminds me of the time that I read Count of Monte Cristo, which is another French classic, which is another huge book as well. That I think that is the longest book that I've read so far in my life. But yeah, this will definitely overtake it. When I will read it, I have no idea. I don't know when I'm going to read this book, but I am excited to read it. It could be this year or next year or whenever. I don't really plan what books I'm going to read this year, but I just hope that I'm able to read all these books sooner or later. But yeah, this is Les Miserables, and yeah, it finds an epic novel featuring multiple things within it, which I'm excited for. So yeah, hoping to give that a try. Anywho, guys, thank you for watching. I'm trying to be more consistent in the future, trying to provide more videos for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, able to take some books from this video as well to add to your TBR list. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you later. Take care.